why I think Africa still makes the perfect sense. Why I think Africa still makes the perfect sense. Wherever you are, wherever you may be, if you have African DNA, if your ancestors are predominantly African, if your lineage traces back to an African tribe, any place on that beautiful continent, that's where you should be. Although their entire planet is ours to relocate to any which way we please, Africa is in the center for a reason. Beacons of light, just be it your greatest self in this lifetime. You don't have 200 years to live on this planet. You came here to live your best life, not someone else's. You have greatness, power, and energy inside your essence. It needs to come out. It needs to be shown. Go out and be great, because greatness, power, and energy lives within you. You came because you came great. All right. Why do I think Africa is still the perfect sense, still makes the perfect sense? Not only because majority of the continent is tropical, you can grow fruits and vegetables, you can eat organic food, you can raise your family. It feels like home. It feels like home. It is home. I've been living outside of Africa for the past 20, going on 21 years now. I was born in the States. I was born in 1984, went to Africa, Nigeria, back in the 1990s. I came back to the United States in 2004, and I've been here since then. I've been back in this country since then. But the more I stay in this country, the land of the free, home of the brave, isn't that what they tell us? It has dawned on me, I've come to a obvious conclusion that they don't even want us here. Because those in power will do everything in their power to subjugate you, to keep you at the bottom. Every ounce of energy that you expend to either replace the system, to create another system within the system, to build yourself up, build your communities up, what has happened? White rage destroyed it. Read any good history books. The horrors are unbelievable. Until we change our perceptions of ourselves as African people, until we know our story and know our story in totality and appreciate our heroes and sheroes and our accomplishments, despite some of the errors that we made, we would live in this country and die and never amount to anything inspiring. I had to say that. I had to say that. Enough talk. It is time to put in the work. Move in silence. Get your passport. Find a way back home. Is Africa perfect? No, it's not. Is Africa heaven? No, it's not. Does milk and honey flow there? Yes, it does. You see, Nowhere is perfect. Nowhere is. Everybody, every nation, every country has problems. Okay? I've seen the horrors, I've seen the joys, the successes, the failures, the racism, the brutalities, the police brutalities. I've seen politicking, I've seen ignorance, bigotry. I've seen it all. And still I am learning despite what I've seen, because I'm not perfect, but I'm not imperfect. And I'm learning every second of each day that I have the opportunity to breathe, move, walk, and have my being. The West is not conducive for us. The ways of the West, the behaviors of the West is not African. It is actually anti-African if you pay close attention. And nobody's going to change this system, because the system works for the status quo. The system works for the status quo, and it works against those who are screaming loudest. We are being persecuted, we are being victimized, and we are being disenfranchised, despite the so-called year that slavery was abolished. We know that's a joke, because capitalism is the offshoot of slavery. And those in power are still in power. Those who are at the bottom are still at the bottom. Those who are in the middle are still in the middle, or have fell below and are now at the bottom. Very few have risen to the top. But I guarantee you, the more you stay in this country, the middle class will be wiped away. It's already happening. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research, pay attention, watch and see. Put on new glasses. Maybe you'll see. It's happening. Africa still have communities. We still have our language. We have our lands. Are some places worse off than others? Yes, but it's not the whole continent. Some places might need more work. I agree, but not the whole continent. When you relocate, you're going to have to mingle and commune with the locals. Leave the diasporas alone, because they are a bunch of complainers while they're in these African nations anyway. Mingle with the locals who still see positive and still may have clear thinking. And they're willing to do the work and be patient and help you along the way. I'm telling you, the time has come for us to relocate. Regardless of what you think about Africa, regardless of what you've already experienced in Africa and maybe packed up and left and say you're not coming back. But those who stayed put, those who are thinking about going back to Africa, should not waste any more time. Africa is for us. Africa for the Africans, home and abroad. Mama Africa is calling us. Mama Africa is calling her children back home. Is it going to be an easy sojourn? No. Is it going to be an easy relocation? No. But it will be one of the best things that you have done if you have a different mindset, if you have a different vision of how you see the continent. Because guess what? Others are going there, doing business, building their infrastructures, and making millions, if not billions of dollars. It could be you, it could be me, it could be all of us. This place is not for us. We were used and abused by the same peoples who created the same systems that we are under. And it's not going to change. I have never seen anywhere in the history of mankind where someone enslaves you and then liberates you if they're already benefiting from the same problems. How are you, sir? People create problems so that they can benefit from it. And if you think they're going to change it because you're screaming, please help me, please save me. Look, I'm worshiping the same Savior as you. No, it's not. It's not going to happen. Until we go back to basics, go back to our own system, spirituality, and cultures and even religion, if you want to call it that, speak our own languages, we're wasting our own time. We're just wasting time year in, year out. This is 2025. This is my message today. Why I think Africa still makes perfect sense. We have everything we need there. Don't go to Africa acting like you have more sense or more wisdom than others. You may be surprised that people who live there may shut you down. Be humble, be respectful, learn a thing or two, mingle with the locals, bring your skills and talents, and create something that can be beneficial not only for yourself, but for everyone else. I just want to read something to you so I can close this video from this book here. Resilience. That's the author's name at the bottom. This is what he had to say. I love this book. Very short read, but this book, oh my God. It is hard work to get the African to be positive about Africa. While others are coming to Africa in numbers, the sons and daughters of Africa are finding all ways and means to get out of Africa to find better life. Some say it is economic migration, but I say it is part of the results of the constant assaults that we have gone through as Africans for centuries. Hear that? Resilience is that divine power within that keeps on energizing us, inspiring us as we build our businesses as entrepreneurs on the continent of Africa. Knowledge is power. I will even add to that, knowledge contains power. How you apply it makes you even powerful. And the knowledge of self is what brings identity, and in identity is freedom. Because when you don't know who you are, you can become anybody you want to, but you never know thyself. Living a purposeful life is indeed beyond working to just pay bills. Let that sink in for a moment or two. Now, and I'll read another passage from this great book, and I'll conclude. This is some of our problems as Africans, because we have accepted and been conditioned by whiteness, by European scholarships. Listen to this. When you see Africans obsessed with European culture and language, suit and tie, living in the West, bleaching, long hair extensions, changing their accent to sound American or European, I've done it, in love with white Jesus, though he could not have been white. You should know the African identity has been destroyed. This global white pride is so pervasive that white culture is what is glorified, and the more people look white, the more they think they are beautiful and intelligent. Let that sink in your subconscious mind for a moment or two. And now tell yourself the truth. If that has not been part of your subconscious mind, even when you don't necessarily may agree with it, but deep down inside you may have felt that way. You may have even portrayed yourself that way. This is our problem, and we got to get out of this mental cage that we've conditioned ourselves in. But anyway, that's what I got for you today. Go out and be great, because greatness, power, and energy lives within you. Change your mindset, your behaviors, heal yourself, go out and change the world, make the world a better place, and your situations will also change. Peace, one love, power, justice, balance, order, resilience. Let these be your motto, your mission statement, always. All right, catch you on the next one.